Are y'all watching Young, Famous, and African? So nobody asked me for this, but I'm pretty sure I was getting on everybody's nerves giving my live commentary on Instagram over the weekend. But I just need to share my thoughts. And I think I'm gonna do just the whole season instead of breaking it down by episode because I mean it was only 8 episodes, right? So there wasn't a lot. I have thoughts, I have questions. Um if you're from Africa, like tap in because we have questions. Over here in the US, we don't really get y'all news and we don't have like the exposure to some of y'all celebrities. So it's like I just so first of all, I saw online a lot of people are wondering like, okay, do they really have money like that? Yes. Which is a very interesting discourse, right? Because nobody has a question about whether or not the girls on Dubai Bling, dudes on Dubai Bling, if they have money. But it's crazy to me to think that somebody's gonna walk around with fake diamonds when they mine diamonds on the continent. Does that make sense? But also because I'm a little well traveled, I know that Africans have long money. Okay. And part of that is because in the US we fake. Like everything we have is fake. You'll get a fake Birkin. Like right now, well, when we had TikTok child, the trend was fake Birkins from Walmart. Because everybody has the lookalike, everything is bought on credit, everything is with a loan child. Even like our reality stars will rent houses and cars to be featured on TV. So everything is fake. In Africa that when you pay for stuff, you pay cash. So that means you have to have the cash, right? Like I know just off the top of my head. So like there are people on this show who I would have known if this show didn't exist. I know Tubaba, I know Diamond, I know Khanyi, I know Nadia because she dated Vic Mensa. So I don't know if that counts. But their music has crossed the ocean. So that's why I know them, right? I believe it. Like I believe the coin is set up that way. Also, I did my Googling. So the people say Zari was married before, right? Like her first husband, the one the big boy is for her son. She was married before. He either died or they divorced her. Whatever. Somehow she got money from that, right? So he set her up for like life. Like homegirl owns a school. He set her up, right? I think who else? Kanye also married well and got to the bag, as the girls should. Now see, and we're gonna get to this, but the city girls are down. Okay? The city girls need to get it together and they need to learn from queens like Zari and Kanye about what they're supposed to be doing. All right? Just saying. We're gonna get to that when I get to Fantana. But everybody else, like, they have money. They have money. Now I don't know who there's some people I'm like, how are they famous? How are they on the show? Like Fantana, no shade, but I don't know her music. I don't know even like Luis. I'm uh, like, what do you do? Like, what do you do? So y'all tap in, let me know. Like, what do they do? What do they do? And also, if you're watching this and you're an American or you're like not from Africa, there's another show and it's not a lot of episodes. I think it's only like 3 episodes. It's called Ibuka Takes Africa or Ibuka something like that. It's very good. If you like well dressed, very well dressed men who are rich and have drama, that's another good show that y'all need to check out. But anyways, what was I talking about? I'm just going to just jump in because I mean it's only 8 episodes. So I'll just talk about the whole season. Who should I start with? We'll do Zari. Since I mentioned her. So the season starts off with Zari getting married to Shakib. Her wedding was gorgeous. I gagged when Fantana was like, "Why am I here?" I agree, girl. Why are you there? There are some people you could tell like this was one of the moments where like you could tell they forced her to invite everybody. Like it was very clear that Zari's wedding was going to be the start of the season, and it was an all cast event. Okay, breaking the fourth wall. This was an all cast event you are required to attend. Ain't no way some of the people would even got on the invitation list. Or I don't know, is this like a cultural thing? Like is it one of those things where you invite everybody, because it looked like a small wedding. In fact, I wonder if they did the thing where like you have multiple weddings, where it's like, I'm gonna have a wedding in Uganda where they're both from. I'm gonna have a wedding in Tanzania. I'm gonna have a wedding in South Africa. The rich folk, we don't know what they do. I'm gonna have a wedding that's supposed to be filmed for a show and put on a stunt. You know what I mean? Annie is down bad. Annie is just down bad. Cause it's like what she messed up with was when she fell out with Swanky, she lost her one friend on the show. Okay? Nobody was around for her to talk mess with because she fell out with everybody last season and nobody was really messing with her like that. So then this season it's like you talking mess and these people are not your friend. They're gonna tell on you. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I think it's normal to talk mess when you at a wedding. Like, oh, they gonna get a divorce. Oh, you heard that? Like, oh, he young. I mean, look, he is young. He is young, right? We're not gonna sit up here and play like Zari to marry a man like half her age. That's what we not gonna do. Okay. And it was killing me. What she said, who is the father? Who is the son? Who would be the son? Who would be the husband? Something she said. But it's not a good look because, I mean, look, she said, Annie said, you have this young kid who's 27. He is now going to be expected to be the father of 5 kids, 3 of which are in his age bracket. The 2 babies are for a very successful man. It's a lot to live up to. Now, don't get me wrong. Shakib held his own this season, I feel like. He started off a little shaky for me, but he ended up holding his own. And also, I smell money. Okay? Did you catch it when he was like, oh, I do minerals. Oh, and I box. Huh? Minerals? What kind of minerals? Listen. Zari not no fool. She ain't married no broke man. Okay? He doing something. He got something. I don't know how big his like boxing career is, but that man doing something. There's no reason why. I don't think she would get with a man who didn't have anything. Look at Drea. Listen, that might be the formula. Instead of looking up, we need to look down. We need to get the young men. Okay, we need to get the young men. I'm not gonna say it. Diamond doesn't show up to the wedding, and we learn that Diamond and Zari have a little bit of beef. Okay. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all what I think, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong. Okay. I think that Zari still loves Diamond. Okay. The problem with that is Diamond is a whore. Okay. Diamond is if you didn't think he was, this season should let you know Diamond is for the streets. And he was always for the streets. Even when he was in that relationship with Zari, he was always for the streets. I think he really hurt her. Okay. And she maybe had to come to a decision that if she wanted to move on with her life, she needed to cut ties. She needed to find somebody else. Okay. That's what I think happened. Diamond said, if I snap my fingers, I can get her back. I rebuke it. Lord, if you listening, please don't ever have me goofy over a man in that way to where he feel that way about me. Okay? She said something. She didn't, she said or she's done something to make him feel that way. Because I feel like watching these seasons and getting to see people, I don't think Diamond ever really lies. Hear me out. Hear me out. Because we're going to get to Fantana. Okay? I don't think Diamond really lies about certain things. And there's certain stuff he says, I feel like he's not lying. Like when it comes up later that Zari allegedly asked Diamond to have kids via surrogate because she was saying she wanted the rest of her children to be from the same father. I believe it. Watch Zari's face when they're having a conversation about it. Okay? That little smirk, how she doesn't directly answer the question, how she talks around it, that's true. And I think she didn't think that Diamond would call her out on it. I don't think she really thought he would call her out on it. I think she thought he would have just went along with it. Because if you see last season, he really wasn't trying to get involved. This season, Diamond is messy. I would say last season, he was kind of taking a back seat. Look, I ain't getting involved, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to disrespect my baby mama, blah, blah, blah. This season, Diamond is messy. And we live for it. I lived for it, okay? He brought it. Everybody brought it. But I think it was true. I think it was true. And I don't think Zari wanted to admit that in front of her new husband. Because let me tell you, and this is why the girls need to pay attention. You take that to your grave. Okay? There's some things you take to your grave. Deny, 100%. Okay? Now, I didn't like that Shakib he did come off like he was a little insecure when it came to Diamond, which we can understand. But it was very big of him when he met him to say, I'm a fan, right? I always look like, because again, these people have 20 years on him. These people have 20 years on him. He came to him really humbly when they had that conversation. Look, I'm a fan of you. I just don't like that you're disrespecting me with my woman. Now, what I didn't really care for was Shakib does give me kind of like not possessive, like insecure vibes a little bit. Just too much. It's like a little bit too much. Like, look, put it to rest. Deal with it, put it to rest, whatever it is, so we can move past it. Him constantly wanting to talk about it again, that would get on my nerves. That really would get on my nerves. Even if I was lying. Ain't that something? You be wrong and lying, but still want to move on. You want to get to the end. Get to the end. Look. Get over it. Yeah, I'm lying. Get over it. That's why I'm single now. But Shakib ended up showing himself to be like a stand-up dude. Let's get to Fantana. Listen. I don't want to hear y'all in my comment section. I don't want to see y'all online talking about Fantana stupid, because all y'all done been stupid before. I done been stupid too. Is this a safe place? There have been entire years where I was like, you know what? Let me go tiptoe to the tip. Okay. This man finna play in my face and break my heart. Let me just go ahead. Get my heart broken, take one for the team. You have seasons where you're stupid. We have to remember that she is 26. Like, justice for Fantana. Okay, I didn't like her at first. When she first came on the scene last season, I was like, why they brought her? She kind of is out of place. She don't really fit in with the rest of the group. Sometimes I feel like maybe Nadia is kind of using her for clout because she's like American. I think Nadia has like an American thing. I kind of think they all have like an American thing. Like, no shade, like, we cool. I get it. We cool. Don't bash my channel. I'm so sorry. But Fantana just felt really out of place with everybody because she was given like like IG baddie, but didn't really have much substance. This season though, I really felt for her because I was like, you have to learn the hard way. You're gonna have to fall on your ass and get back up again and say, girl, we not doing it again. Like no, nothing that anybody can tell you is gonna stop you from being stupid, especially when it comes to a man. And that's sad to say because really you should listen to the people around you. Everybody, almost everybody, told her that Diamond did not want nothing serious. And she was playing like she didn't want anything serious. Remember last season when she was like, oh, I have dudes too, or oh, I'm outside too. And what happened this season? You look crazy. Like, you look crazy. Because, girl, you 26, but you're not 16. Like, you have to have some kind of wherewithal to, like, get yourself out of situations. You know what I mean? Like, oh. But anyways, she's a bird, and that's okay. We all done been birds before, okay? This is a safe place for birds. Everybody. Shakib sat down and talked to her and was like, well, I talked to Diamond, and, he said he just having fun. Swanky was like, Diamond don't want nothing serious. Everybody. Nadia was like, nobody was playing with her. Nobody was playing with her this season. And then the pregnancy scare, talking about, I think I'm pregnant. Girl. What do the city girls be doing? Actually, you know what? This is why the kingdom has fallen. Because the city girls, where is JT right now? Huddled up under her man. Where is Carisha? Carisha was up holding that sign for Diddy. Where's she at now? Even Cardi B, like if Offset didn't come out and act a fool, Cardi B would have still been nestled up under him. She might still go back. We don't know. But that's what I'm saying. Like, city girls are down. Like, the girls who be out of the street talk about, like, we gonna, get that head, get that bread, then leave. They stand. And it's a problem. Y'all need to listen to the old hoes. No offense. But Zari, Khanyi, give them the book. Okay? My issue with Zari is Zari should have been like, listen, girl, I rode that pony, and let me tell you, it comes with you'll get off of it with something. She should have put her to the side. But the problem is like Fantana is so abrasive sometimes that you don't even want to spit game to her. Like even when Khanyi, so Khanyi wasn't in the series this season. She just hopped in to give support, and she didn't really have like a storyline. She came to visit Nadia. Fantana was there, and she heard Fantana say that she thought she could have been pregnant, which is probably all a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit, by the way. I think it was just fake anyways. But she heard that Fantana was pregnant. Kanye's face was just like, well, like, because I feel like it don't have to be that way. Like, women need to really start listening to each other. And like, in the words of Erica De Niro TV, read the Yelp reviews on some of these men. But I also can't be mad at it because Diamond said all he had was good dick, and I believe it. Okay? If somebody is telling you, because to my understanding, they had already had a conversation. Look, I just want smash. What is all this excess? What is all the rest of this? You go in there, you get bust open, you get the money. What is all this? Why you acting like you silly over this man when he got like 15 kids? That's not true. How many kids Diamond got? Don't Diamond have? He got 2 with Zari. Wasn't there like a mystery child? And then somebody do the math. But, Diamond is for the streets. I'm just saying, he for the streets. Okay? How did you get yourself? How? Why? Girl, you was always supposed to dip your toe in and hop out. Even last season. And I think that's what got on my nerves. Because even last season, I could tell she was getting like attached to Diamond. because she kept going after Zari, and then they obviously like started fighting with each other online. And she would get mad that Diamond wouldn't say anything bad against Zari. But you put yourself in the middle of that. It was always supposed to be like a sneaky link situation. You was never supposed to be the girlfriend. So now you walk around looking crazy because everybody know that this man has an actual girlfriend in Tanzania. Looking you in the face. And the thing is too, is like, yeah, he would say like, oh no, I don't have a girlfriend. No, I don't have a girlfriend, right? And then he would jump to the green screen and be like, I'm seeing a lot of women. So yeah, technically he doesn't have a girlfriend. He has multiple girlfriends, okay? That's what they do. Watch the game. He really gave the F boys playbook. Like if you really want to know what it's like when you dealing with an ancient nigga, look at Diamond. Look at Diamond. He have the whole rule book. He giving you the game. He's like, look, you say sweet words to them, you buy them something. That's it. You talk nice and you buy something. And the way it would just disgust me when I would see Fantana start giggling with them big ass teeth. Girl, stand up. Get up. Y'all think he a narcissist though? I don't know. I feel like everybody throws around the word narcissist like it's real like hot button. Narcissism is a clinically diagnosed condition. I do think society conditions men to have narcissistic tendencies, sure. But do we want to say that he's a narcissist? Because it almost seems like, even when he found out Fantana might have been pregnant, he was excited. When I tell you I was laughing, he was like, let's announce it at the party. Huh? Are you okay, sir? Or is it because the whole thing was fake, like for a storyline? Like, or was that like his real reaction? That's what I want to know. But what is that with men? Because Nick Cannon is also, and I think Cam Newton too. They pride themselves on being able to have children, but they don't want to get married because because marriages can end. Like, what kind of warped world is that? Am I making sense to y'all? Does that make sense? Why is it that you want to have like 15 million children with 16 different women, but you don't want to marry any of them? And don't get me wrong, like, you shouldn't marry somebody if you're not developed mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever, but financially. But you also shouldn't be procreating because that's an even bigger commitment. That's a lifelong commitment. You could get divorced, but you'll never be divorced from your child. Let's talk Nadia real quick. So Nadia is going through a loss. I really wish they would have talked about that more in the show. She breaks down. Like, Khanyi comes to visit and she's just inconsolable. She's inconsolable. And I couldn't help but think about them wigs. And I really wish you need to. We're not gonna do it. So Nadia ends up blowing up on Annie because she's just going through a lot of stuff emotionally. She has another outburst with Fantana and Diamond. So it's like, it's weird. So like, I get it. When you experience like a major loss, nobody could really come at you with bullshit. Annie came in the group talking about, I had a miscarriage. I did all these things when I was having a hard time, which we're going to get on Annie. But she also, talked bad about everybody. My thing is, though, is everybody talks about everybody. So why are we holding Annie to a different standard? And if you liked Annie, y'all would have kikied at Zari's wedding too and talked mess about that young man. Y'all want to play. You couldn't say it. You couldn't say it to Fantana because she only a year younger than him, dude. I get it. Like, Nadia is, she has a low tolerance for BS, and I understand that because she's going through something very serious and like she needs therapy, and she said that she needs therapy. But at the same time, at the same time, like, I don't think her outbursts were justified. Like, at that table, when she blew up on Diamond and Fantana is sitting there, I really felt bad for Fantana because I could tell the whole situation. She looked so uncomfortable. Fantana looked uncomfortable when she arrived. I don't think she feels, I don't think she felt very confident showing up at that party, knowing Diamond was going to be there, and she would have to pretend to be friends with him, even though they smashing on the side. And he acts like everything is cool, so nonchalant, like stuff like that pisses you off, and he's playing in your face. And she, I felt like because she wanted him, she never checked him. You get what I'm saying? And I think Nadia saw all of this going on, and she was thinking, I'm going to check him for you, friend. But you don't do that. As a friend, and I feel like this is just woman code, because we all have periods of birdness, okay? We all have periods of bird. I don't know, how many times have you had a girlfriend who she was messing around with this man who was no good, and you told her, like, when it was just you two, you was like, girl, I don't know about him. Girl, I don't know about him. And she's like, girl, I know. I'm a go. You right. He wrong. Blah, blah, blah. And they laid up together. They, like, next day, oh, I'm with so and so. Okay. Well, that's all you could do. But going after him and, like, causing such a big scene in front of everybody, you just made your friend look, you hurt your friend. You ended up really hurting your friend. And, like, if Fantana was older, she would have said something to her about that. But I think because Fantana is so much younger than Nadia, she didn't really check her the way she should have. Like, there are boundaries. Yes, I'm being stupid. Yes, I'm being stupid. But we're friends, and don't embarrass me like that in public. Like, Fantana looks so overstimulated. She really looked like she wanted to cry. It's bad enough you got this man playing in your face, but now all y'all business is out in front, on Front Street in front of your friends, and you sitting there looking goofy because you think you pregnant, and this man again is playing in your face. I felt for her. I felt bad for her. But you gotta be smarter, boo boo. You gotta be smarter. And look, I don't know what birth control looking like out there. Wrap it up. Get yourself on. Protect yourself. Okay, you are too young to just be having babies out of wedlock for ain't shit. We're not gonna do it. Anyways, yes, Nadia needs therapy. Okay, I say all that to say, Nadia needs therapy. Another person who needs therapy, Luis. Okay, now I done said this before. Luis is my type. Physically. There's certain qualities about him that I like. The problem I have with Luis, this is all speculation. So we know that Luis came from, like, a very religious background, a cult. And because of that really, like, restrictive environment, he ended up getting, like, when he did that reality show, wasn't it like Big Brother, something like that? And because of that, he got distance from his family, like out became an outcast. So my issue with Luis is he needs to be out in the world so he can learn something a little bit more. Like, he needs to really diversify the people around him so he can kind of educate himself on different experiences. I'm saying all this to say justice for Luis. Please don't throw stones. And it's not because I think he's fine. The 2 times he fought with Annie, it got out of hand and it got out of pocket, and it was on him. He should not have reacted to her like that. He should have listened. And he also should have been more aware of her boundaries and her body language. So, like, I'm going to get to Annie. But any woman is going to feel uncomfortable, especially a woman, though, who's had miscarriages. Like, you know, Annie said something. Nobody is choosing to have a baby via surrogate. It's not your first option. That's not the world we live in. For people who are, for all intents and purposes, healthy, don't have any conditions, whatever, there's an assumption that you should be able to procreate if you're heterosexual using your own body. Okay. So oftentimes, if somebody is choosing to go surrogate, they've tried other things first. And also, a lot of people can't afford to get surrogates. So that's another thing. For Louis to come out of the box saying he wants to find a woman to be his surrogate, you ain't even tried to do it the old-fashioned way yet. You could just go out there and have a baby and get somebody pregnant. It's so look at all the other men on the show. Look at all of them. Diamond and Zari weren't married. Andile got about 15 kids. He not on this season, but and then it's so weird, like, that he thinks that this is the way for him to have a family. That if he suddenly has a baby, his family is going to like welcome him back and like, oh, I can see my family, I can see my parents if I have a grandchild, because they'll want to see the grandchild. So you're using a baby now for yourself. And I mean, really, a lot of people need to think about why they have children, because I feel like 9 times out of 10 it's for selfish reasons anyways. But you're using a baby to get back in with your family. That's so warped. It's so warped. And it also and I think it was Annie who said this, it really dilutes the value and the purpose of a woman if she's just reduced to her ovaries. Like, he just be plotting on the girl's uterus, plotting on uteruses, and it don't matter which one, because he'll take them all. So it was kind of a ridiculous situation to put anybody in, really, to be like, okay, come and sit at this table and I'm going to decide which woman is good enough for me to have a child with. Sounds crazy. That's a crazy setup. You look crazy. You might be crazy. You might need, everybody need therapy, but like, you specifically need therapy. He just seems like very naive and like has this like, you know, I do feel like he has good qualities, but this was not the move. And I think another thing is like, there are always situations where Louis is misunderstood. Like, I don't think he does well in group settings because he can't get his point out. And in a big group of like outspoken people, you kind of also, you need to be able to hold your own. And I don't think he holds his own very well. And then because he doesn't hold his own, he goes to cursing. He goes immediately to cursing, right? Because like, people can't wait for him to get his point out, because they'll start talking over him. So then you never really understand why he's doing certain things. And, you know, maybe he's not a good fit. I don't think Louis will come back next season unless there's some benefit for him, like, you know, like publicity. Like, I don't know what the check is looking like. Like, is the check good? But he said at the beginning of the season, I don't trust these people. So why would he come back? By the end of the season, by the end of the season, I don't feel like anything was like, it's not like he formed stronger bonds. Like, it's not like he has any real friends there. I feel like Swanky really turned on him very quickly. Like, Swanky got so passionate, and it was just like, why are you like, if you think about last season 2, Swanky also turned on Louis really quickly, like, and got in his face really quickly. So it's like, what is that? What motivates that? Because yeah, you want to protect your homegirls, but not for you to get mad like that. You really don't like him. So why don't you like him? I want to talk about that. Why don't you really like him? Like, what's tea? Speaking of Swanky and Annie, I originally thought the beef with him and Annie was fake. This season, I'm just kind of tired of it, honestly. Like, this is now the second or third time you guys have made up. Don't come back in our faces not kikiing like y'all best friends again, because I miss it. And if we being completely honest, Annie has never looked as good as she used to when you were dressing her. Okay? Her fashions these last 2 seasons have been struggling. She needs assistance from you, Swanky. I'm just over it. And also, if you're not going to be cool with Annie, drop the proof. Whatever proof you got, I want to see it. Because yo, bring on, you said, so apparently there was no voicemail. It was a conversation between Annie's manager and Annie didn't know that you were on the conversation. So it was a three-way. Annie didn't know that you was on a conversation. So what a manager at? Get her own camera. Doll her up and get her on camera to speak on it. The people want to know. Because Annie out here calling you a liar, talking about you can't run around Legos. Which sounds like a threat to me. So if we have to deal with you giving her shade, that's another thing. The girls are green screen gangsters because there's a lot of stuff being said that y'all wouldn't say to people's faces. Diamond is one of them. Diamond has had some really good green screen lines this season, but when he's on camera in front of the girls, he's mute. And a lot of y'all do that. This is why they need a reunion. I want a reunion. After y'all watch the season, I want a reunion. Okay? That's how you're supposed to end it. It's bad enough y'all only gave us 8 episodes. Give us a reunion. Whatever. This season we had 2 new additions. Y'all need to stop adding people to the cast. This is not, no offense to the new girls. I think they were great additions to the show. I love them actually. They've been the best additions so far. But I'm sick of having to get to know people. Especially when I'm not getting the full story of the people we already got. Let's tap in to a therapy session with Nadia. Like, we don't even know, like in the US, we don't even know who Nadia's boyfriend was. We didn't even get to see that whole relationship. So y'all didn't provide any context for that story. You know, and there's other stuff I want to see. Like, I want to see y'all making business deals. I want to see y'all going shopping and spending money and tell us how much it is. Go buy something expensive. Give us like, you know, like, so like in the US, our reality shows they'll have like, okay, this is the restaurant and boom, the restaurant name front and center. So you know when you go to LA, go to this place, or this is the store we're shopping at. So you know when you come to LA, whatever, this is the place we're shopping at. This is the place we're attending for an event. Like, put us on game, because I've been to South Africa. I would like to know where to go, what to eat, what to do, you know? Like something cute. Obviously, we don't have coin like that, but it's just nice to see. Like, I want to see their lives, you know? Like, I want to see what a normal day looks like. Do y'all wear jeans? What do you wear to the grocery store? Do you get your own groceries? Stuff like this. Like, there's things I want to know that aren't covered in the show. You know, for instance, Annie must have said, get up off of us, because, you know, or maybe she's just letting Baba cheat in peace. Because we had no follow-up with that whole story. Basically, it was admitted that he's cheating on her. And, you know, we see in this season, they FaceTiming each other, you know. It's a normal day in the neighborhood. We're just not going to revisit it again. Every time Annie is upset, she running off to Nigeria. Get Annie. Do we need Annie on the show? I like her because she brings drama, but I want her and Swanky to make up. Or, you know, let's see her with somebody else. Like, Annie is there, and even though her and Annie are friends, we don't really get to see them hanging out. They had maybe one scene together with just them. You know what I mean? And I think part of that was because Annie was back in Nigeria. But anyways, going backwards. We had 2 new girls on the show, Annie and Kefiwe. So Annie, I think it was a good first season, but she probably needed to be like briefed on what they would talk about, because I don't think she anticipated having to talk about her surrogacy journey so much and her divorce so much, because it kind of seemed like she wasn't prepared to talk about it, which is fine. She probably thought she was just gonna come, have lunch with the girls, get dressed up, have a fun time, but you're on reality TV, so you kind of do sign on for talking about your business. You get what I'm saying? I did like that in that one scene where Annie and Annie were hanging out together. She held Annie accountable. She was like, listen, this is what I've heard about you. This is what the people are saying. That's not the friend that I know. Like hold her accountable. And Annie snaked her way out of it. Like, you should come to the conversation asking me what was done. Don't come like with the assumption that I've done something wrong. Because she probably knew your ass did something wrong. That's probably why she sat down and came in that conversation like that. She knew you was wrong. She got eyes. She watches TV too. Kefiwe, now this is really why I want y'all to tap in, because I really don't know, and they weren't clear. Like she was kind of tipping all over the story, so I don't really know what her tea is. But apparently, Kefiwe was dating a guy who was already married, and she had agreed to be a second wife. And she got married not legally, but through like a traditional ceremony, and where there was a cow exchange. Is that correct? And then for whatever reason, she decided to leave that marriage, and the man then turned crazy and was stalking her. Now tap in. What's going on? I don't know. Zari said from the headlines that they was never married, that she faked everything for social media. Is that true? Do we know that to be true? Is she a stunt queen? I don't know. It was interesting. Kefi, her story was interesting. But I did kind of feel like she kept trying to have beef with people. Like her beef with Zari. Now, don't get me wrong. Zari was shading a little bit. Okay, when they was on that safari and she said all those because my issue with Zari, and I love Zari. You can never make me hate Zari. But my issue with Zari is really she could be giving the girls the game. Okay? She could really be a resource for like young women, or like just any woman. She could be a resource. Just look, put me on game. How do I flip it? How do I make this work? What is it like going through a difficult marriage, getting out of a marriage, dealing with like having a co-parent, all this other stuff? She has the rule book. But Zari is petty and messy. Why is she so messy? Like, she would really be, if she was a girl's girl, she would be amazing. But I don't think she's a girl's girl. I think she's too busy trying to like one up the other girls in the room. And that's not nice. That's why we need Khanyi back. Because I feel like it was a nice balance with Khanyi. Because Khanyi really would give it to you real. And it wouldn't be on some like, I don't know, like Zari, even though she's so beautiful, she gives me that she can be easily, like maybe she's a little insecure when there's like another successful, beautiful woman in the room. Y'all get that? Or am I reaching? I'm just asking. Because there's some women like that who like, they don't want to support you. They don't want to see you win, because they're in competition with you. Even though you may not be in competition, they're in competition with you. Kefiwe looks like Keisha Kior. Gucci Mane wife. Don't she favor her a little bit? Am I tripping? She favors her. Who am I forgetting? Oh God, Kaye and Naked. So Kaye is 32. And she's been with Naked for 5 years. You see how them old men come through your life and they just suck your youth from you? And they take your best years? That's another one. This is why I say city girls are down. You get with that old ass man, you were supposed to get what you could out of that relationship and hop out. I don't know why you would naked and he playing in your face. I don't get it. So they got engaged at the end of the season. They love a stunt in a show because last season he was playing like he was going to get married to her. I'm over it. Like, I'm just over Naked and Kaylee. I'm over it. You have stayed in that relationship way too long, and to essentially be begging that man for a ring is played out, sis. And all of this, well, I'm gonna find my own place, girl. If you don't pack your bags and go get you somewhere to stay, talking about you looking for a house, girl. I don't care if I'm in a situation where I don't want to be there. I don't care if I have to sleep at a hotel. I don't care if I have to go sleep on my sister's couch because I want to get out of this relationship. When you want to leave, you will leave. I think she was just playing and pretending like she wanted to leave because she wanted him to chase her. But when he said, oh, if she wants to leave, she can go. Oh, if I'm not giving her what she wants, she should go find what she wants. That kind of stuff that he would say in front of other people, that man don't like you. That man don't like you. And you'll be silly if you actually marry him. I'm dead ass. Because he's going to make your life a living hell. Any man that's going to play in your face after 5 years. My whole thing is this. Like, if you don't want to get married, don't get married. Whatever. Right? But if a person is telling you that they don't want to be married and you want to be married, leave that relationship. Like, don't sully yourself like that. For real. Because you in a situation where it's almost like your self-esteem, your value is being diminished because somebody is treating you less than your worth. You don't deserve, like, Kaylee a baddie. She don't really have to deal with that bald head, little weird looking, with the mesh see-through like shirts and you don't have to deal with that old ass man like that, girl. Move along. And I think she has her own money. Like isn't Kaylee like a footballer or something? Kaylee have her own money. There's no reason for you to be like in that relationship with that man. He playing in your face. Like, every woman she talked to was like, well, it's time to go. Like, why would you stay? And actually marry him and accept that proposal? Y'all better get out of my face with that. For real. Okay, I've talked about this. Where was Andile? Where was Unc? Where he was at with his baby mama drama? I can't keep the women straight, but they were gorgeous. Okay, they were gorgeous. I saw, this was a few months ago, but I saw one of his exes dragging him on that little radio show, and like, that's the energy we need for the show. So Ideally need to come back with his baby mamas and his drama because we love to see it. I want to see y'all doing more stuff, going more places. But anyways, this was a really good season. Like I said, I binge watched the whole weekend, and that's the formula. You're supposed to sit there and binge watch, and it's like you're glued to the TV. Each episode feeds into the next, and I'm just left with wanting more. I don't want to have to wait another like 2 years for a season. Like, come on. This is the reality TV that we need. Are y'all watching? Let me know your thoughts. If y'all have more that you want me to talk about the show, or you want me to review another show, let me know. Drop down in the comment section. Like the video, click the subscribe button. I have a lot of great content coming up for y'all this month. My channel is growing. Very happy. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.